Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some Dredge, shall we? Continuing our Complete Beginner's Guide. It's day 4. We're doing beautifully, and if we take a look at the shipwright... Oh, she's just going to give us a book about getting more out of our engines. Correct engine operation. Thank you so much. You could see that we've built a light. We've got a couple of rods, a couple of engines. Nothing in the storage, but that's okay for now. Over here at the dry dock, we can't actually do any of these upgrades because we don't have the technology yet. So to get the technology, we need to continue doing quests. And we find quests by going to pursuits. And we still need to get this crab and, going. So we will. We've got a few crab pots down. When those lights are blinking, we'll do more. Name a fish. And let's see here. Alright. I caught one. Now, if you look at the map, I'm going to zoom in. We've just basically been going back and forth between Greater Marrow and Little Marrow. But right down here is another black dot. Those are all points of interest. So, early on, you don't want to venture too far outside of this starting place because you're just getting your bearings. But I think it's a good time for us to venture down here and see what we can find. Now, as you're doing this, of course, you need to just make sure you don't crash into any of these rocks. Just kind of steer carefully. And this, for example, is something that we can't get because of that white slash. That means we don't have the tech. So if you look on the map, well, yes, indeed, there's like a house up here. It is getting later. It's nearly 7 p.m. But there is a dock right here. And we can rest at this if we need to. But it's not too late. It's only 7:22. And if we go here, we can go visit this ruined mansion. The door is locked. All right? And we can go to the workshop and doors looks like it hasn't been used in decades. Go inside. Well, it's also locked. So, a curious place. This is Blackstone Isle, but there's nothing to do here for us yet. So instead, I'm going to race us back to the lighthouse and do a little night fishing. If we want to expedite the crab catching, why, we could put down more crab pots. Alright, here we go. Well, we depleted that stock pretty quickly. Any more fish out there? I'm going to swim, or motor, I should say, right across. Here we go. Good. And look at that. We got a brood squid. So, every once in a while, you can catch mutated fish, and they will have this purple background. So, they sell for a lot more. You get a little weird musical chord when you acquire them to emphasize their strangeness. Now note that the eye on me is red. It's 1 a.m. And you see these red eyes? Do not drive your boat into those. Going to be bad. So I'm going to dock up and I'm going to rest. Now I'm going to leave. My panic has gone back to normal. And we could see if there's any fish here. Sure, we can get some money. There we go. Here we go. And the crab pots have also triggered. So we'll just pull up to the dock. Well, we'll see. We'll see. And we're going to go to the fishmonger. What is it today? You hand the grotesque fish to the fishmonger. He grins, raising the fish up to his face before inhaling a deep, stuttering breath. Ah, now this is the sort of specimen to liven up my day. I wonder. He runs his fingers firmly along the length of the fish as though feeling for something. He pushes from one side of its stomach, and a small shape can be seen against the bulging scales. He slices the fish open. From its stomach he pulls a small piece of fabric and spreads it on the counter. It's a delicately patterned handkerchief. So we got $33 and a handkerchief. Well, I've never seen that before in all my days. I'll give you this thing, and I'll pay you for the fish, too, of course. It's not the first corrupted fish I've seen in these parts, so I'm sure you'll find more before too long. I'll pay you well if you find any more. I'm going to sell everything I got. And we got a special item, a handkerchief. Alright, and I'll move it right over here. And we got $579, which is great. A man is looking at you through the cabin window. His face is mostly in shadow. I know what you took to the fishmonger, and I'll be clear. I know he extracted an artifact from it. I need to inspect it, but not here. Meet me on Blackstone Isle. Head out of this bay and cut south. I have a business proposition that you'll want to hear. I'll be waiting. So this is the man who lives at the mansion on Blackstone Isle that we just visited. Now, for some reason, I haven't played the beginning portion of this game in a bit. I thought you could just go talk to him. I forgot you had to catch the handkerchief first. So we know where it is, but you can't talk to him until you trigger that event. Now, I have a bunch of cash. Do I want to spend this on anything, right? Do I want to go over and... Well, the dry dock is not the right place, but the shipwright. What could I install, right? And to be honest, not much. I already have the best light. I don't have enough room for anything else. So I'm going to save my money. I could buy a slightly better... I'm going to take everything. I could buy a slightly better engine, but meh. And we will take everything. Alright, so there's 1 day left on these before they break. And they will catch the fish, or the crabs, and then they'll break, and you can catch... It keeps the crabs in there, and then you can pick the whole trap up, go repair it, take the crabs as well, and sell them. Now, I'm going to go to the fishmonger. I'm just going to sell these. No, I don't have the right crab. I wish I did, but... Got a couple of teeny ones. So hopefully we'll get the right crab. Alright, so I'm not going to do anything in terms of spending money right now. I'm going to go right across. Because we want to start upgrading our ship. And we want to do that at the dry dock. But we can't do that until we can dredge. Let's talk to this man. Let's go to the ruined mansion. The man is standing in a doorway, watching you approach. He's holding an old book in one hand. It's bound in crimson with silver ribbons. You came. Good. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a collector of many things, art and artifacts. treasures and truths and curios that occupy the periphery of desire. And you have something for me. You give the handkerchief to the collector. He holds it up to the flickering light and studies it. The patterns are unmistakable even after all this time. The handkerchief comes from an old ship I've been searching for. It sank many years ago. It carried items of great importance. As you can imagine, retrieving them is proving to be challenging. That's where you come in. My proposition is this. I will outfit your vessel with equipment that will let you dredge the wrecks and dark depths. Now we're talking. This is how you can dredge. Find me these lost relics, and I will reward you in ways beyond all imagining. You need not give up your fishing career. I'll merely need a few hours with your vessel to make the necessary alterations. What do you say? I accept. An excellent decision. I'll prepare the equipment immediately. And he takes a few hours, but we got it. Now we have a dredge crane. The relics we're looking for are a ring, a necklace, a watch, and a music box and key. I would encourage you to ask around the towns about shipwrecks or other strange occurrences, anything that might be worth investigating. Return when you have something. All right, so now we can dredge. And I'll show you what that looks like. If I go to my boat, the main thing about being able to dredge is it's not a rod or a reel or a net that goes onto your hull and takes up space. It's just something that you can do now. And it's fantastic. I'm looking at my book and I'm 74% done with rods, reels, and rigs. Now I have a new pursuit. So I've got this side quest, and the main story quests are these purple quests where you need to search for relics. And if you, let me move the camera a little bit, go to the map, nothing shows up here except, well, he said there were several relics and there are several different named locations. But we need to go to the towns that we can get to and start asking around about shipwrecks. Additionally, we can catch some cod, of course. Ooh. But I'm going to go over here. You see where the water is still. These are not moving fish. This is some kind of salvage. And now, what was once a white slash shows the dredge crane. And you can see it on the back of my boat. And I now use this, and it says Shapes in the Deep. And it has the jewelry icon. Now, this game is like Circular Frogger. You press X to change lanes and try to not crash into the black portions on the ring. We found a worn gold ring, and we'll put it over there, and this is depleted. So we dredged, and we got a ring that we can sell as a trinket for some money. And I'll go over here. I believe I saw some more dredge locations. Indeed, right here. This is wood. So you'll start to be able to identify the different items that you need. Cloth, wood, mechanical scraps. I'm just pushing X and going between the interior circle and the outer concentric circle and just dodging those black lines, and I got some lumber. I'm going to go again. Now pay attention, time is passing. We even finished reading the book while we were doing this. So I'll pick this up. It's depleted. And I'm going to go into my cabin. And let's go ahead and read correct engine operation. So what did this new book do? It says, well, rods are 10% more effective. So that's great. And I'm going to go over here. Here's some fish. Oh, trophy. Oh, I missed. Oh, God. This is a fish we haven't caught before. It's a stingray. And look how big this thing is. It is hard to fit this into our boat. I don't believe we would even be able to fit another one, even if I, tried to optimize the location of this. Yeah, no, I don't think so. All right, so it's late. I'm going to go ahead and stop right here. I will sell the ring to the trader, and it's worth 15 bucks, so I'm just going to hold X and sell everything. And then we can see that there's a new person that wants to talk to us, and it's the grieving father. Hello, is everything okay? Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? Well, yes, you see, my only son was lost at sea some years ago. He's still out there somewhere in one of those wrecks, all alone in the cold, dark water. The man is clearly trying his hardest to remain composed, but tremors of grief rack his body. I was wondering, I notice you have some dredging equipment installed on your vessel. If you're able to retrieve any of his belongings from the wreck, I think he'd feel more at peace if his mementos were with me. He wore a bronze belt buckle, specially engraved. I'd recognize it anywhere. If there's a chance you could find it, I'd be in your debt. Anything else I can help you with? What do you know about the strange occurrences? I don't get out a lot anymore, so I don't see much of what goes on. But I do remember the old mayor in his final days. What an awful sight it was. Screaming and throwing things into the sea. Throw it back, he would cry, over and over, begging anyone who would listen, howling it to the wind. These days, I almost feel like I understand. Anything else I can help you with? No, that's it. I'd better go. You've scared me enough. Now there's also a painter who's here. The fisherman, I thought you might stop by. Welcome to my humble shop. If you're wanting to experiment with some decorations, yes, I'm the person to talk to. So he can just help you customize the aesthetics of your boat, your flag, your colors, what sort of decorations. I can attach flags and bunting to add some style to your boat. I have a design here already that you might like. If you find any others on your travels, bring them back to me and I can rig them up for you. Of course, I can also add a splash of color to your hull. I'm sorry to say that my selection of pigments is limited at the moment, though. Could I help you find more? He thinks for a short while. The other day, down by the shoreline, I saw a strange crab with the most strikingly vibrant coloration. My knees aren't suited to clambering over rocks and chasing crustaceans, you see, but if you caught such a creature... He clears scraps of cloth of paper from his workbench, revealing a large pestle and mortar. With the right binding agent, we can grind them together for a new mixture. He turns back to you, a cunning plan formed in his mind. Fisherman, bring me some of those strange crabs. We'll turn your vessel into a work of art. But for now, what can I help you with? So you can customize your boat. You can, if you find flags, you can give them to him and take them out of your inventory. It doesn't cost you anything to do that, and you can add them if you want later. You could paint your boat. So if we want to paint the roof of the boat, you can paint it. It's free to the colors that he has, like mint. But he doesn't have the right coloration, and we need these crabs for that. So it's the two crabs that we can catch, but it's the mutated variety of them. So let's go ahead and make our boat seaweed green. It takes time to do that. So I made the top green. And then the hull. And let's just give ourselves a nice green boat. And it took some time, but now we're ready. Back. Leave. All right. So we got a green boat. And I'm going to just drive straight across. Now I got 2 lumber. Lumber is what we need to start upgrading our ship. And if I look inside remember, my boat's full, so I need to go sell the fish that I have. I also caught some crabs, so we can check on that. Fisherman, have you run into a photographer on your travels? She docked here a few days ago for supplies. I suggested that she take some pictures of the town for promotional purposes, but she didn't seem too interested. She mentioned she was heading south. Perhaps you should introduce yourself. So there's a fisher lady that we can find. There's also a builder and the lighthouse keeper that want to talk to us. Let me go to the fishmonger. Don't overcommit yourself, especially when that sun starts going down. Better to come back with a small catch than to not come back at all. So I'm going to sell them the fish that we've got. Now, what you can do from your inventory is you can select this lumber and you can just push the Y button to just immediately put it into your storage. And then you can push right bumper to see the lumber in your storage, and you can access this at any time. But I'm not selling him the lumber. I would use the lumber at the dry dock. Let's talk to the lighthouse keeper. What is it? Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? She eyes you suspiciously. There's a spot near the back of Greater Marrow where the current carries the wreckage from the sea. Some nights you can see an unnatural glow rising from that patch of dark water. I can't imagine what's down there in the deep. So if you're looking for what I think you're looking for, it's best you just move on. ... Okay. Who lives on Blackstone Isle? I see a lot from up here, you know. I saw that ill-fated boat return. I chose to look the other way. I watched an unnatural glow flicker through those windows. Whatever you've got planned, I hope you know what you're doing out there. What do you know about the old mayor of Little Marrow? I try not to think about him. It's a painful memory for us all. Some nights I still think I can hear the hum of his engines sailing past the bay. But I know he's gone, and I don't want to talk about it anymore. Do you know of any shipwrecks around here? What about the strange things? I see plenty of strange things from atop the lighthouse. Sometimes I don't know whether or not I can trust my own eyes. She holds the lantern up so that it shines brightly onto your face. Are you really standing here in front of me? Or is this just another of the fog's tricks? I think I'm here. I should go. Let's talk to the builder. You approach a woman sitting on the dockside, staring out to sea. She turns to you. What's it like out there? It's difficult. It's got to be a damn sight better than this town. I think I just need to get away for a while, maybe not come back. Going backwards is a mistake, don't you think? You should always keep moving forward, moving along. I can't go back. She's gazing out to sea again, lost in thought. Say, if you find me some materials, maybe you can help me move. I mean, really move. There's an island I've heard about, Steel Point, just to the north. 2 units of lumber and 2 units of scrap is all I need. I can make a new place for myself out there. You'd be welcome to visit, too. Just stack it up at Steel Point when you have anything. I'll pay when the job's done. So, she wants 2 units of lumber, which I have, and you can save it for her. Or, at the dry dock, we could say, like, hey, we want to make more rod space. Well, this takes 2 lumber, a cloth, and a metal scrap. And we do have the lumber, and you can install it, and you can do it piecemeal, like she says, to get it out of your storage if you want. There's plenty of dredge to find, so you'll get enough materials to do everything without any stress, but some of it's harder to find than others. All right. Fantastic. So now we can dredge. Now we've got some materials, we're making good money, and we're doing beautifully. So what we need to do now is start dredging to upgrade our boat, maybe to move that builder, try to find the right crabs, and look around for shipwrecks, explore where the lighthouse keeper told us, to the south of the isle, and see if we can find any of those special items for the main quest. Everyone, I hope you're still finding this guide series to be helpful and fun. I hope you're enjoying the game. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.